Hello kids, welcome back to the class. Today we are going to start chapter number 15, direct and indirect speech. So are you ready kids? Good. So let's start. Notice the form of two sentences. Here are some pictures. Geeta met Seema in the market. Geeta told something to Seema. Mom, Geeta told me she will not go to school tomorrow. Now let's start direct and indirect speech. There are two ways in which we can report what someone has said. We can either reproduce the actual words of a speaker or can give the gist of the speaker's words in our own words. Rubina told him, I am happy. Rubina told him that she was happy. A sentence is said to be in direct speech when the exact words of a speaker are reproduced. A sentence is said to be in indirect speech when the meaning of the speaker's word is conveyed in the reporter's word. When the exact words of the speaker are reproduced, the entire speech is put within inverted commas. This speech is called reported speech. The verb which introduces the reported speech is called reporting verb. Usually, a comma or a colon separates the reported speech from the reported verb. Like, she said, I saw him. Reporting verb and reported speech. Now students, let's discuss the comparison between direct speech and indirect speech. The direct speech is always kept within inverted commas. A comma separates the direct speech from the rest of the sentence. In the direct speech, the first word within the inverted commas begin with a capital letter. In the indirect speech, a conjunction, if necessary, is used to join the reported speech with the rest of the sentence. Example, Megha said that she was happy. Now, let's discuss rules for changing direct speech into indirect speech. When we change direct speech into indirect speech, we do necessary changes like the tense of the verb, the personal pronouns, the words expressing nearness in the time or place. Now, changes of tense. Rules for changing direct speech into indirect speech. Rule 1. When the reporting verb is in the present tense or future tense, the tense of the verb is in the reported speech and remains unchanged. Direct, he says to me, we will play badminton. Indirect, he tells me that he will play badminton. Direct, Megha will say, I work in a hospital. Indirect, Megha will say that she works in a hospital. Direct, Raj says, I love my parents. Indirect, Raj says that he loves his parents. Rule 2. If the reporting verb is in the past tense, the tense of the verb in the reported speech is changed into the corresponding past tense. Now, simple present becomes simple past. Direct, she said, I like to sing. Indirect, she said that she liked to sing. Direct, Deepa said, Riya tells lies. Indirect, Deepa said that Riya told lies. Direct, she said, I don't waste time. Indirect, she said that she did not waste time. Now, present continuous become past continuous. Direct, he said, I'm reading a book. Indirect, he said that he was reading a book. Direct, the teacher said, the boys are playing cricket. Indirect, the teacher said that the boys were playing cricket. Now, present perfect becomes past perfect. Direct, she said, I have done my homework. Indirect, she said that she had done her homework. Direct, he said, Raj has won a prize. Indirect, he said that Raj had won a prize. Next is present perfect continuous become past perfect continuous. Direct, he said, I have been waiting here for the last 2 hours. Indirect, he said that he had been waiting there for the last 2 hours. Direct, he said, I have been playing a game. Indirect, he said that he had been playing a game. Now, simple past become past perfect. Direct, he said, I bought a new video game. Indirect, he said that he had bought a new video game. Direct, they said, we went to a market. Indirect, they said that they had gone to a market. Now, past continuous become past perfect continuous. Let's see. Direct, he said, I was waiting for you. Indirect, he said that he had been waiting for me. Direct, he said the dog was barking. Indirect, he said that the dog had been barking. Now, past perfect and past perfect continuous, no change. Direct, he said I had passed the exam. He said that he had passed the exam. Direct, they said we had won the game. Indirect, they said that they had won the game. Now students, let's understand the exception to rule. If the reported speech contains some universal truth or habitual fact, then the simple present in reported speech remains unchanged. Let's see some examples. Direct, the teacher said, the earth moves around the sun. Indirect, the teacher said that the earth moves around the sun. Direct, he said God is everywhere. Indirect, he said that God is everywhere. Now, change modal auxiliaries. Direct, the coach said you will do practice every day. Indirect, the coach said that you would do practice every day. He said, I shall try to help her. Indirect, he said that he should try to help her. Direct, they said, Manvi can run fast. Indirect, she said that Manvi could run fast. Direct, they said children may wear suits. Indirect, they said that children might wear suits. Next is change of pronouns. Pronouns of the reported speech are changed according to the pronouns of the reported verb. Rule number 1. First person pronouns of the reported speech will be changed according to the subject of the reporting verb. For example, first, direct, she says to me, I am a girl. Indirect, she tells me that she is a girl. Second, direct, he said, I shall do my best. Indirect, he said that he should do his best. Direct, I said my parents take care of me. Indirect, I said that my parents took care of me. Rule number 2. Second person pronouns of the reported speech will be changed according to the pronouns of the reporting verb. Let's see. Direct, he says to me, you are a good boy. Indirect, he tells me that I am a good boy. Direct, Rahul said to Rohit, you have not eaten your breakfast. Indirect, Rahul told Rohit that he had not eaten his breakfast. Rule number 3. Third person pronouns of the reported speech remain unchanged. For example, direct, I say she is a good girl. Indirect, I say that she is a good girl. Direct, he said to me, he is angry. Indirect, he told me that he was angry. Direct, he said to me, I am not at fault. Indirect, he told me that I was not at fault. So students, verb said in the reported speech will remain unchanged. Verb said to will be changed into told. Now let's move on to the part F. Change the following sentences from direct speech to indirect speech. First, he says, I will meet you soon. So this sentence will be, he tells me that he will meet me soon. So in this way, do the rest by yourself. Now, next is change of time and place. Words showing nearness in time and place are changed into words showing distance. For example, note the following table. Now becomes then, this becomes that, these becomes those, here becomes there, ago becomes before, thus becomes so, today becomes that day, नहीं दस का so बोल देता. Thus becomes so, today becomes that day, yesterday becomes the previous day, tomorrow becomes the next day, last night becomes the previous night. Now look at the following sentences. First, direct, Dave said we are happy here now. Indirect, Dave said that they were happy there then. Direct, she said my uncle may visit us tomorrow. Indirect, she said that her uncle might visit them the next day. Direct, he said I shall discuss this topic next week. Indirect, he said that he would discuss that topic the next week. Direct, Pragya said today is a cold day. Indirect, Pragya said that the day was a cold day. Now, statements. All the examples and the exercises taken so far consist only of statements. So the rules should be pretty clear. Still, let us sum them up. Students, now look at this. changing statements into indirect. The reporting verb said is usually changed into told if it is followed by an object. If there is no object, it is left unchanged. That is used as a conjunction. Tenses, pronouns, and possessive adjectives and the words denoting nearness of time are changed according to the rules already stated. Some other words that can be used as a reporting verb in place of said are add, admit, answer, argue, assure, complain, deny, explain, object, point out, promise, remark, remind, reply. Let's see. Rahul said to me, I shall return your money within a week. Rahul assured me that he would return my money within a week. I said to my friend, yesterday you won the first prize. I told my friend that the previous day he had won the first prize. There is no need to follow the rules mechanically. The only important points are, you should be faithful to what the speaker said. Don't leave out. Don't add. Don't distort. Your reporting should not be clumsy. She said to me, I promise you that I shall bring a nice gift for you. Don't write, she told me that she promised me that she would bring a nice gift for me. It is much better to write, she promised to bring a nice gift for me. Change the following statements from direct speech to indirect speech. First, Divya said, we are eating our breakfast. So this sentence will be, Divya said that they are eating their breakfast. So in the same way, do the rest statements by yourself. Now let's move on to the next topic, interrogative sentences. There can be two types of questions. WH questions, that is, questions beginning with question words like what, whom, when, where, etc. Yes/no questions, that is, question that begins with auxiliary verbs like is, am, are, was, were, have, has, had, etc. No conjunctions is used when the question in the direct speech start with WH words. Example, direct, he said to me, where have you been all these days? Indirect, he asked me where I had been all those days. Direct, she said to me, how are you? Indirect, she asked me how I was. Direct, she said to me, what are you doing? Indirect, she asked me what I was doing. Direct, he said to me, why have you beaten him? Indirect, he asked me why I had beaten him. Now, conjunction if or whether is used when the question in direct speech start with yes, no question. For example, direct, Lucy said to Nami, are you going to school today? Indirect, Lucy asked Nami if she was going to school that day. Direct, he said to me, have you done your homework? Indirect, he asked me if I had done my homework. Direct, she said to me, will you attend my birthday party? Indirect, she asked me if I would attend her birthday party. Direct, the teacher said to me, do you play tennis? Indirect, the teacher asked me whether I played tennis. So students, the introductory verb is changed to ask, inquire, demand or some other words having a similar meaning. Question mark is removed and full stop is used in indirect speech. Now, let's do an activity. Now, let's do an exercise. Change the following sentences from direct speech to indirect speech. First, he said to me, where do you live? So, this sentence will be, he asked to me, where do I live? So, in the same way, do the rest sentences by yourself. Now, next is imperative sentences. The reporting verb said to is changed according to the mood or sense of the sentence given in the reported speech. Study the following table. Here's the table. If the reporting verb shows said to order changes into the reporting verb ordered. Said to request changes into request. Said to advise changes into advised. Do not changes into forbade. So students, in imperative sentences, the subject is mostly omitted. So the reported speech begins with a verb. While changing the speech, to is used in spite of any conjunction when the inverted commas are removed. Now, direct, the teacher said, get out from my class, Raj. Indirect, the teacher ordered Raj to get out from the class. Now, direct, the mother said to her son, work hard. Indirect, the mother advised her son to work hard. Next is direct, the teacher said, do not make noise, students. Indirect, the teacher forbade the students from making noise. Direct, he said, be quiet and listen to my words. Indirect, he urged them to be quiet and listen to his words. Now, change the following sentences from direct speech to indirect speech. First, the old man said to the boy, please help me. So this sentence will be, the old man requested the boy to help him. So in the same way, do the rest sentences by yourself. Next is exclamatory and wish. In reporting an exclamation in the indirect speech, the introductory verb is changed to exclaim, praise, cry, wish, bless, or some other similar verbs. The words showing exclamations such as alas, hooray, how, hey, etc. are omitted. The sign of exclamation is omitted. The exclamatory sentence is changed into the statements before it is converted into the indirect speech. The sign of exclamation is omitted. Here are some examples. Direct, the officer said, bravo, victory is ours. Indirect, the officer exclaimed that the victory was there. Direct, the traveler said, what a beautiful building. Indirect, the travelers exclaimed that the building was very beautiful. Now students, change the following sentences into the direct speech. First, Rohan said to him, how tall the tree is. So this sentence will be, Rohan exclaimed him that the tree was very tall. So in this way, change the rest sentences by yourself. That's all from this chapter. We will meet next time, students. Bye-bye.